Hey, it's Marco here from Fair Realty. Today I'm going to talk about a small annoyance that I have in the current marketplace. I'm going to call it excessive due diligence prior to writing a conditional lowball offer. Lowball offers are quite prevalent in the marketplace right now because things are slow out there. So first of all, what would I consider excessive due diligence prior to writing a conditional lowball offer? When it comes to strata properties, that might mean wanting to review all the strata documents, which can take hours upon hours, then wanting very specific clarification on that strata document package, such as, what funding model did the strata opt to use from the depreciation report, etc. When it comes to single family homes, excessive due diligence might be visiting the home 3 or 4 times prior to writing a lowball conditional offer, might be asking very detailed questions such as when was the furnace last serviced, etc. And I don't mind writing lowball offers whatsoever. In the last 60 days, I looked up the stats. The average property is selling 3.8% below the asking price. Sure, are there properties selling 10% below asking? Yeah, there's a few. But if you look at a bell curve and 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviations, there isn't actually that many properties selling for less than 10% off the current asking price, because the average is 3.8%. So if you're making an offer 15% below asking price, you have to be realistic. The chances of that offer actually working are very, very slim. As I said, I'm more than happy to write up these offers for buyers, but since we're writing conditional offers that have conditions for 8 days, 10 days, 12 days, instead of doing hours and hours of due diligence and wasting time, go take a look at the property, maybe do some basic due diligence, make that offer 15% below asking price, and see whether there's any appetite whatsoever on the part of the seller to come down. What's the point of reading 4 hours worth of strata documents, asking a bunch of questions about the strata corporation, and then you offer 15% below asking and the seller says, nope, we want the asking price? Or what if you go see a house 3-4 times and then you write a lowball offer and the seller says, no, if we can't get within a few percent of asking price, we're just going to rent it or keep it, not move, etc. So there's no need to spend a ton of time prior to a lowball conditional offer, because the odds of it working out are low. And then if it does get accepted, guess what? You have 8, 10, 12 days conditional to do all your due diligence, such as inspection, asking questions, etc. Even when it comes to unconditional offers. So sure, if people want to write unconditional offers, which is not very common, and they want to write unconditional lowball offers, which is actually a pretty smart strategy, I don't mind doing a lot of due diligence up front. But even in those scenarios, you have to remember, a year ago, the BC government introduced the cooling off period. So even if you write an unconditional offer, a lowball, let's say 15% off asking, and the seller happens to accept it, once again, the odds are really low, you have 3 business days to back out of that contract for a small fee of 0.025% or $2,500 on $1 million, or $5,000 on a $2 million purchase, or $1,250 on a $500,000 purchase. So even if you're writing unconditional offers, you still have an opportunity to back out. So basically what I'm saying is there's no need to do a crazy amount of due diligence prior to writing a lowball offer that has a very small probability of being successful. And even if it is successful, you have the entire conditional period to do all the due diligence that you need to do when purchasing that property. So once again, in conclusion, happy to write lowball offers. Does it really make sense to go see a house 4 times before deciding to write a lowball offer? I don't know, because you could see it 2 times, write a lowball offer, and then if it happens to be accepted, you can still go back to the house during the inspection, etc. That's it for this week. Marco Juras from Fair Realty.